Hey guys, today I have a quick garden update for you. It's going to be a short video because I am getting ready for Young Living Convention tomorrow, and though we're not going out of town this year, it is a virtual convention, which is a little bit of a womp womp, though it was fantastic last year. I just miss farm day. Because I miss farm day, and because it's like literally been 100 degrees outside, which is very unseasonably warm for us here in Colorado on the Front Range in the middle of June. Like 2 years ago, we had snow on June 20th. So, you know, just slightly different. But because it's super hot and because I miss farm day and we're getting ready for convention, I'm gonna hop on over and make some lavender lemonade after this video. So let's get started without any further ado. And because it is so unseasonably warm, we're actually gonna start here inside my apartment because I had to pull our cilantro in, friends. It was getting crazy. Also, you're gonna see some plants that looked a little picked over because this morning I went out and did a harvest and grabbed some of the Brussels sprout leaves. Unfortunately, the weather got too hot, and right as we were about to get some Brussels, it spiked. So I don't think we're gonna be getting any Brussels sprouts, but we've got Brussels sprout leaves. So I'm gonna make some stuffed cabbage leaves tonight for dinner, and also grabbed a bunch of spinach and stuff off of there as well. So let's see if I can do this without getting super shaky for you. Over here, right next to our apartment door, actually, let me just flip you. All right, so right next to our balcony door, you see our cilantro. And yes, some of it looks way stressed over here and over there. I have not yet kind of pruned it back or gotten rid of those yet because I think there's a couple of them down in here that though they at first were looking real scraggly, the actual stem is pretty strong still. So I think I might be able to salvage a few of those. So I was just kind of giving them a few more days. It's supposed to cool back off here this weekend and then be back down to like 70 on Monday. So these will be able to go back outside and be hanging up. I've been moving them out in the evening and bringing them in by about like 11 in the morning, just so they don't get too used to indoor temperatures and they stay hardened off. All right, let's go on out here. It's so hot. Okay. Oh, and the sprinklers are on. Okay, so we actually had several seed starts that did not work for us, and we ended up having to get some plants from the farmer's market and get some seedlings, and that's our Tomatillo plants. Something happened to the soil. It must have been a fungus with our seedlings because everything that was in there just kind of went kaput all at the same time. But we've got 2 Tomatillo plants. I'm gonna get some cages for those here very soon. Oh good, the sprinkler's turned off. And then our basil's looking a little stressed because it's been so hot. I need to, oops, take that guy off. So I'm hoping I might have to bring them in, but we have one more day of hot weather and it's not supposed to be quite as hot tomorrow, I don't think. I'll have to look. So I'm just gonna make sure they're watered real well and before seeing if I have to bring them in. And then our peas, again, same thing as the Brussels sprouts. We were getting some nice little buds, and then the weather got really hot, but we'll see because this guy did turn into a pea. That's the first pea pod that I've seen on here. And these are supposed to be a variety that does not need to be trellised or anything, which is why I just had these Young Living container things in here to keep them from getting tangled together. But then let's see, we've got some more basil over here in different pots. I'm 99% sure these are my Chinese chives. I just took the rest of the radishes out of here too today. So yes, that says radish, but it's not. I think this is my Chinese chive. I need to double check. I had planted a bunch of seeds in here, direct sowing them, and then they actually, nothing sprouted in there, but that sprouted over in this planter. And I'm thinking that a bird or something actually just was eating the seeds and accidentally dropped one and it transplanted over there. So I moved it back over here. We'll see. Our spinach was doing great, and then yeah, it's bolted, I believe, and is done here. This guy, when I harvested him this morning, he just went bloop. And then, believe it or not, our lettuce has still been going. This is the Ice Queen, which is a frost hardy, not usually a heat hardy lettuce. So I'm actually surprised how much that's growing. What I have learned is that here in the containers, this is our first year, like I said, starting from seed with a lot of these. These successfully started from seed outdoors and indoors. But I learned I need to fertilize out here sooner than what I had done. Over here, you've got, this is our little gem lettuce, and I'm surprised that doesn't look super stressed. That's supposed to be able to handle a little bit more heat than the Ice Queen, which is why I didn't have it shaded. And then rosemary, I actually successfully started rosemary from seed, and I was so excited because it's supposed to be notoriously hard to start. And then it, like everything else in that same soil that was indoors with that one planting, just did not transplant. So we ended up having to get a plant from the farmer's market, but it's okay. It's in our soil, it's growing. And this guy's in here because he will be able to bring inside in the winter when it gets real cold. And then I'll be able to just bring him right back out here in the summer is the goal. And then our Brussels sprouts. Like I said, we didn't actually get any Brussels sprouts, but we've had really good, beautiful leaves here. So these are edible. So we've been able to enjoy the Brussels sprout leaves, and they're delicious. And then we've got tomato plant, a tomato plant here. We've got a couple little tomatoes that are on it. Again, this is one from the farmer's market for the same reason. There is another tiny little plant here, and maybe that is a tomato seedling. I don't know. He was in with the tomato plant, and I'm not sure what it is. So I just planted him next to it. So there you have it. Hopefully we will have some better success with our peas and our Brussels sprouts this fall, and even our spinach, because though it did well, it wasn't producing a ton. Again, I think it has to do with the fertilizer and the fact that we were using potting soil. And so potting soil is sterile. I also think that's why we lost some of our starts, is because it is sterile. And so if you get a fungus or anything in there, then there's no good bacteria in there, because sterilized soil kills everything, the good and the bad. So there's no good organisms in there to help balance out the bad stuff if a bad thing gets in there. And what happened was we just had several things of starts that were all doing great. Our tomatillos or tomatoes, we had San Marzano tomatoes, which we don't currently have. I'm hoping maybe I can, it might be too late, but I might try and get some from Azure Standard. I know they had a bunch of seedlings. So I know all the ones here were already gone. There was no hope of getting San Marzanos from the farmer's market here. So anyway, y'all take care of your plants. If you're using potting soil, just make sure you're nourishing the soil. I probably next time will make sure that I have some lavender or something in my water spray bottle. I have been using lavender in my watering can for outside. I have one of the Ikea watering cans. Let's see, I'll take you with me over here. Sorry about the lighting. So I just have one of these watering cans. It's about this big. I have no idea how much water it holds. This much. So, whoops. It's from Ikea, and I fill that up with filtered water every day, which I know somebody's gonna think that's crazy. I use my Berkey water instead of the faucet water, but all of our plants out there are organic. The soil's organic. The fertilizer I use is organic. Everything, I'm trying to make sure that there's no, synthetic, nothing going in there. And if you know anything about municipal water, it is not very clean. So, and I definitely don't want fluoride going in there. So our Berkey has the fluoride filters, and that way our water that we're watering the plants with doesn't have fluoride, and they're not getting that introduced to them. But I do 1 drop of lavender essential oil in the watering can, and then I use that to water. I usually have to do about 2 watering cans. Today I had to do 3 because they were thirsty with this 100-degree weather. But hopefully your garden is doing even better than ours is. I'm excited, honestly, for a first year of growing from seed, and although some of them were transplants, but even just first year of attempting to grow intentionally some food and not just kind of sort of for fun, which we did at a community garden in Atlanta a couple years ago. Also, very, very different growing environment here than in Atlanta. So I'd love to hear, how is your garden doing? What are you growing and what are you seeing really great results with? Talk to you soon. Take care, friends. Cheers.